Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper, and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. Challenge accepted. We are back at it again. This time we are taking on the dragon with members of the Sacred Order. We're going to do this twice. I'm going to do it once. Dragon 25, I'm going to put together a team of all-stars within the Sacred Order. Then we're going to do it a second time, Dragon 20, all epic. For you guys, you know how I like to do that. And we're going to bring some old favorite champions in there. Champions you probably haven't seen, have to dust them off a little bit, sitting in the vault for probably a couple of years now. So, but it was really fun to bring them out, and I'm going to show you that one as well. Spoiler alert, no Phoenix. No Phoenix used. Mahahaha. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So why don't we just jump right into it? By the way, you can probably see from the background, I had to re-record this just for some continuity issues. So I've re-recorded this. I've already done the challenge, but we're going to show you what I used, how I used them. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Challenge accepted. Sacred Order versus the Dragon. All right, so here's my Sacred Order team number 1. This is on Dragon 25. Let's quickly look at the setup. You do have to set this up if you're going to use a team like this for this challenge. Venus, blind with infatuation, decreased defense, weakened, best in class. Sir Nick, mainly just to get through the waves. You got some heals and some unkillable. We've got the polar protection, which is that big ass shield, which works really well. I didn't really build them out crazy. I just made sure they all had gear. Cupidus sitting at 4194, 197. He's over crit rated. I don't know why, but his main deal is to help with wave progression. And then the two armigers. Now the two armigers have a special unique feature. By the way, these armigers seem to be capping out damage. Now I've brought in other enemy max HP and hitting around that 430, 400 to 430. I don't know why there's a variance. Because I have them at 240 crit damage. I've pushed their crit damage much higher and achieved the same damage result. So I'm a little weirded out by that. And one thing I did find is that my one armiger was hitting significantly less, although he had a significantly higher crit damage. And I believe, though, further testing needs to be done for me to confirm this, but it looks as if the book bonuses, this 20% here, as you see, they're both booked right now. It looks like that book bonus is over and above the 10%. Now, I can't confirm that, but what I know is this armiger here, who's currently at 238, used to have 227 crit damage. No ignore defense stuff, just pure broken set gear, I think. This armiger here had 240, which I haven't changed. But this one was actually hitting for significant. It was only hitting about 360. I booked him this today, which is why this is being recorded a day after the event actually ended. I already finished the challenge, but I wanted to show you the two teams for full disclosure. Now that I've booked him, he's hitting over 400 as well. But there's still a variance, so they're not the cap. There's still a variance on cap, and my only thought is, so it's calculating pure damage, whatever it may be. Say if it was uncapped, say it's hitting 500k. It's capping it back to say 410. But the 20% bonus damage is calculated off of the raw total before it's capped. And it's adding that to the damage. So you'll see a variance between the two. That's my hypothesis. Some more testing needs to be found. But I think maybe someone else has already done that testing and I'm an idiot. But it seems like that's the difference. So anyway, there's my two armigers there. One thing to note, I lock out their later rest on the rounds 1 and 2, just to help with the waves, make sure that there's less hits coming in. We don't want to accidentally get one of the armigers killed or Cupidus killed. Though Cupidus can die and we're still pretty good. The armigers die, it can take for a much longer run. And then on round 3, we have to tell armiger to use later rest as its default or as its priority 1. It will not, because it wants to, both the armigers want to reduce turn meter on the dragon, even though you can't reduce turn meter on the dragon. It's stupid, I know, but that's why you have to do a team setup. As for Cupidus, you can see he's got 4194, 241 crit damage. Don't worry about the fact that he's over-tuned. I've been playing around with them for Hydra Boss, and then I just said, oh god, I gotta get gear on them. And the same thing with Venus here. She's a little bit just a little bit overtuned. HP 70k. You know what this is, I used to have her in crit damage gloves. I switched back to crit rate gloves because I needed her faster. And I just never bothered to take off the other crit rate pieces, whatever. Also, more accuracy than you need, obviously. But she's coming in with that blind with infatuation, burning passion and pining. Really awesome for the boss. It's gonna just give that extra added damage to make sure that he doesn't get his stun attack on. So, you know, Venus is all around really great for this dungeon, as she is for every dungeon. And then of course Sir Nick, 80k. 223 speed, 195 crit damage. He's laying down the shields. He's actually really important to have that continuous heal, especially on the boss, because you are getting multiple turns on the boss between its turn, right? Because it fills its turn meter, then it lifts up at the very beginning. That's giving yourself a chance to heal up. So that's what Sir Nick is there. So that's the team. Let's run it, and we'll talk about it while we push through. As you noticed, I am wearing headphones now suddenly. According from the video, you'll be like, what just happened? He's wearing a new shirt and headphones. This is the next day, but just doing a good Diablo grind. And I'll tell you what I like about Diablo Immortal that I think isn't immediately apparent, but becomes extremely apparent. Because we are a group from Raid Shadow Legends primarily, with the Aftershock United crew, there's a general natural camaraderie among all of us that was originally developed in Raid Shadow Legends. The community's always, for the most part, been really good in this game, and that's translated very well to Diablo. But Diablo takes it a step further because it's a team game. You are often in groups of 4. You're doing raids, group of 100 for the big boss fights. Lots of communication on top of it, and so you often get 5, 10, 15 people in chat together, just chatting it up, having a good time while they're playing the game. Maybe you got a streamer, and I will say that as a community, you're able to better relate to some of the bigger streamers, right? We have Chosen in the chat all the time. Trigger, Veiled's popping off, huge video, huge, like, I think he will be the Diablo Immortal. Actually, Chosen and I were talking about it before. I think this guy's going to be the Diablo Immortal, the big name for Diablo Immortal. Just his content's really strong, doing really well. Anyway, I had a really good time. I wear headphones when I'm in the chat. That's long story short. Long story longer. All right, so they already did one round, but we'll see it again here in a minute, just to kind of let you know what's happening. You see the poisons there, that's going to help out. But you see there, he hit, and there he hit. Those weren't the identical numbers. And like I said, my hypothesis, see there's the reflex gear coming into play. See, even that one was 432 to 431. My guess is that bonus damage from books is 168. Oh, the decreased defense was down. That doesn't usually happen. That's weird. So you see there's a little bit disparity in their damage numbers, and that's my thought. Because they're capping, but because the bonus damage appears to be laid into effect after the cap is hit, but the damage is based on the crit damage pre-cap. And because crit damage has a variance, that means the bonus damage has a variance, even though you're hitting a max 10% of the dragon's total HP. I hope that makes sense, but more testing required, I think, but nonetheless, there you go. Easy challenge, easy win. Now we're going to do one more. When I come back, we're going to run with an all epic or less team, just to give it something a little bit different, a little bit fun, and we're going to do Dragon 20 on that, which is harder than it sounds, but I think we have a pretty good team together for you, so I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Here is our all epic team with some familiar faces from many moons ago. We're going to give this a try on stage 20, see what it does. There's a couple things to note here. So let's go into the team setup and we'll talk about what I'm trying to accomplish here. First off, we're putting Juliana in the lead. That is for her aura, so that we can kind of build out champions, get a little bit more damage, and not worry about the crit rate so much. Now, some of these have an increased crit rate, but you see here, this is the problem with older champions. It places a crit rate on this champion. It's a 5-turn cooldown, so she's not going to have 100% crit rate 4 other turns. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. But she's going to put poisons on. She's going to be our boss killer as well. So she's got this critical hit, fills a champion's turn meter by 10%. We've got this, which is going to put the poison, and it ignores 50% of the target's defense because Romero is on the same team. That's a big deal. That's going to be a really big deal, I think, I hope. And then, of course, we have the HP burn on a 5-turn cooldown. why it's a 5-turn cooldown. So here's another thing: is she'd be so much better if they fix her. But anyway, whatever. She's gonna be there for the boss, or one of the ones there for the boss. Deacon Armstrong, he's gonna be our debuff. Sweeping retribution, you see here, decreased defense. He's also going to do the fills the turn meters and grants an extra turn. So he's going to fill turn meters, he's going to debuff, rinse, repeat, which really is good because this is actually a 2-turn cooldown when you consider this is being popped off with an extra turn. So really big deal to have Deacon on this team. You can see his stats. We're just trying to make him survivable with reasonable speed. We could have put him as the lead, but I wanted Juliana's aura there to help us out with some of the build. Romero is next up. He is really there to activate Juliana, but also he does get this attacks all enemies 3 times. We're not making a ton of use of it. If I was going to try to do 25 with this team, I'd probably put him in a stun set because that's going to give me all enemies 3 times. Going to give you a chance to hit some stuns or something. Maybe a toxic set or something to help with that. He's also got this is the big deal here, right? Puts a shield buff on all allies equal to 25% of their max HP for 2 turns, and places an increased defense on this champion for 2 turns. What I'd really like to see is the shield be according to his max HP or his defense, really, because he's a defense-based champ. You see, I went ham on this guy. I don't know why, but I just decided, let's go. So we got him at 6,300 defense. Pretty impressive. We're not going for any accuracy, though he does have a steal random buff. Didn't bother with it. Again, this is a big deal because it's going to be placing a continuous heal. It's going to help heal out the team, right? And then, and Bring Hope here is just extra help. So he's going to be the main support for the team. Talia is going to be the wave killer, hopefully. Awesome Presence places a counterattack buff on this champion and has a chance of placing a weaken debuff on enemies for 2 turns, which is nice. Again, this is broken. I talked about this in my video of her. It's a 5-turn cooldown. This is a dead turn because it's all she does. It's really good for the weakened part, but the counterattack is it's a wasted turn in my opinion. It's unfortunate. But this is the big thing here. We're going to do that increased attack, increased crit rate on this champ for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies. And that's going to be the big damage, hopefully, for clearing out the waves. And then we have attacks 1 enemy 3 times. It's going to be really good just about anywhere, right? Again, you see here, crit rate 90, 251 crit damage, 208 speed, 5319 attack. And then finally, Aothar. Aothar is going to be the big, badass guy on the dragon. This is where he was made to be. Brand is going to... This actually hits really hard, but also places block active skills. That'll be fine on the waves, I guess, but it's this Holy Flame. 4 times random. Each hit has a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. What we're going to do is we're going to lock this out on turn 2, as you see here. So it's okay to use in the first round. The second round, we want to lock it out so it's fresh and available for here. And then Rage, the final skill, has attacks one enemy 2 times with a 15% chance of stealing 1 random buff. Not a big deal. We do have the accuracy for him. We have 218 crit damage. I had to lower the crit damage. I probably could have played around and got a little bit higher, but the main thing was I wanted him to have the... the poisons ready. So this is the team we're going to go with. Let's give it a try. Again, you see I've got a couple Force Affinity, I've got a couple Magic Affinity. Deacon's going to be a target, so we'll have to see whether or not he survives in this one. But let's get her going and see what happens with this first run, trial run. Game froze? No, okay. See, it's still not a bad on the thing there. We've got 1 weak hit, so that's a thing. Alright, so far not bad. Oh, this counterattack's actually really good because she's triple hitting. So as they hit her, she might need more health, but oh, see, there we go. We're gonna heal her right back up, so that's good. Yeah, look at those hits. Like, that weaken's a nice addition, I think. Oh, we got all 5. We didn't get any resists. See, the one problem is I didn't really have a good debuffer in the epic class for the decreased defense. That's why we're bringing in Deacon, even though he's weak affinity here. It seems to be paying off because they seem to want to hit Juliana. That might be a problem, but honestly, I don't need Juliana for the boss. I don't want her to die. I think she's going to here. Ooh, that was close. I think we'd be fine with it, even if she did die. She's really a wave clear. On the boss, it's going to be all Juliana and Aothar. Good, we got here. So, pretty safe run altogether. Let's see what happens on the boss. So this is the big deal here. Aothar is going to put is going to put down the poisons. One of them got resisted. Give me a break. They also got the heals up. They got the shield, the shield buff up. They're probably gonna run through their shields, unfortunately. Oh, only Romero, which is good because Romero's got tons of defense. He's not going down anytime soon. So, I mean, it's not the fastest in the world, but it looks like it's gonna work pretty well. Aothar should get those poisons back up as well, which will help. There they are. Some more poisons. I didn't see the HP burn yet. That's kind of strange. That leech is really good for healing. There's the HP burn. So we just got tons of debuffs up, and this is going to finish it up pretty quickly now. So there it is, a challenge. I won't wait. I'm talking too soon. If we're on a bad rotation here, this could be bad news for me. Okay, there's the poisons. We're good. I wasn't paying attention. I thought, oh, we might be in trouble, but yeah, we're fine. The stun could be a problem on this. That's what you always got to worry about. Not the fastest time in the world, but a fun, different team. I like grabbing these old champions that no one ever uses anymore. You can see Talia, Aothar, and Juliana all doing over 1 million damage, all in different parts. It's really interesting to note that Talia and Juliana virtually identical damages, but in different worlds completely. Juliana's probably doing more damage. She's got a lot of single target stuff. She's doing a lot against the boss and single targets. Talia is really helping with that AoE aspect, and then Aothar, he of course with the poisons beats everyone. So there you go. Challenge accepted, challenge defeated ×2, both an epic and a legendary. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you guys sticking with me as I took some time off, but hey, you know what, good times, good health, and as always, hey, happy July 1st belated to my Canadian brethren, and happy Independence Day to my American brethren, and condolences to my British brethren who lost a war a few years back that made July 4th possible for the other guys. That's all I have for you. I don't know why. I don't even know why. I want to thank you for watching me in this video. I appreciate all your support, as I said, and be kind, be safe, and we'll see you in the next video.